Hidden form field. We can also manage the session by using the hidden form fields. I think all of you know about the hidden fields in HTML forms. The same thing we will discuss now. Let us see the example for hidden fields in form. When the form is submitted, the specified name and value are included in the get or post data. Hidden fields are not visible to the user. This hidden field can be used to store the information about the session. Like the URL rewriting method, we consider the same online bookstore as an example. I think there's no need to explain the process of searching and adding books to the cart. Now we are seeing the partial code in a JSP page. As we discussed earlier, the first set of codes are the same as in URL rewriting. There's no need to explain it. Whenever we are searching a book for the second time, the books we have selected in the first time should be added in the cart. Here in this code, instead of rewriting the URL, we are adding the hidden input fields in the form. By using this, we can store the session data across web pages. The hidden fields can be used to hold any kind of data that we want. Only care is to be taken every time our server-side program generates a new form. It should read all the parameters passed to it from the previous form and then add all these values as new hidden fields in any form that it generates. In this way, we could carry information from one HTML page to another and thus maintain a connection between two web pages. This method has some disadvantages. Let's have a look at them. The major disadvantage in this method is that it only works if every page is dynamically generated. Another disadvantage of session tracking is that, in case we don't want the user to know what information is being passed to maintain a session, for example the information may be a password or something important, then this method is not the best one, because the user can simply view the source of the HTML page and see all the hidden fields present in the form. So until now we've observed how to maintain a state using URL rewriting and hidden form fields. In the upcoming lessons, let's discuss about cookies. Cookies and its attributes. A cookie is a small amount of information sent by a server to store it in a client, i.e. a web browser. Whenever the client requests the data, a cookie will send it along with the particular requested data. A cookie's value can uniquely identify a client, so cookies are commonly used for session management. Servlets send cookies to clients by adding fields to HTTP response headers. In return, clients automatically return cookies by adding fields to HTTP request headers. A server can contain more numbers of servlets, and all the servlets running within a server share the cookies. A cookie is defined by a server and is common for all servlets within that server. To send a cookie, we have to follow 3 steps. They are creating a cookie, setting cookie attributes, and finally sending the cookie. Likewise, to retrieve a cookie, we have 3 steps. They are retrieve all the cookies from the request, find the cookie that we want using our standard programming language, and finally retrieve the value of the cookie. Let us see all these steps one by one in detail. The first one is creating cookies. We can create a cookie by creating an object of a cookie class and initialize it by calling the cookie constructor, which takes 2 strings as parameters, i.e. the name of the cookie and the value of the cookie. Next, cookie attributes. Apart from giving the name and value for a cookie, there are many optional attributes in the cookie. We can set the various characteristics of the cookie by using set_XXX methods, where XXX is the name of the attribute we want to set. Each attribute has its own getter and setter methods, so each set_XXX method has a corresponding getXXX method to retrieve the attribute value. The Servlet Cookie API consists of all the methods used to set and get the cookie attributes. Let us discuss some of the attributes and its methods. These methods are used to specify a comment for a particular cookie. The comment is used mainly for informational purposes on the server. It is not sent to the client. These methods are used to get or set the domain in which the cookie will be available. Normally, the browser returns cookies to the same hostname from which they got them. We can use setDomain method to instruct the browser to return them to other hosts within the same domain. The domain name specified is required to start with a dot and must contain 2 dots for non-country domains like .com, .edu and .gov. For example, www.wingslive.com, and 3 dots for country domains like .co.uk and .edu.es, for example, www.wings.co.uk. For a better understanding, cookies sent from a servlet at the host chinny.wings.com would not normally be used by the browser for pages at london.wings.com. If the site wanted this to happen, the servlets could specify like this. We can use these methods to set the lifetime in seconds of the cookie, i.e., that the cookie will be available after the particular period the cookie gets expired. If we specify a negative value for the lifetime variable, which is the default value, it indicates that the cookie will last only for the current session, i.e., until the user closes the browser, and it will not be stored on the hard drive. If we specify a value of 0, this instructs the browser to delete the cookie. This pair of methods is used for getting or setting the name of the cookie. However, we already have the name in the cookie constructor. We really need to call setName. But getName is used on every cookie received on the server. Because the getCookies method of HTTP servlet request returns an array of cookie objects. If we want to retrieve the value of a cookie, we have to search the name of the cookie in the array by calling getName, and then retrieve the value by using the getValue method. These methods get or set the path to which the client will return the cookie. If we don't specify a path, the browser returns the cookie only to URLs of that particular page and to the pages under the root directory that sent the cookie. For example, if the server sent the cookie from this link, the browser would send the cookie back when connecting to this link. But it won't send when connecting to this link because the page is not the directory below the programming directory. It is in the separate root directory named Multimedia. The purpose of these methods are to get or set the Boolean value that indicates whether the cookie should be sent using a secure protocol, HTTP-S, or over encrypted, i.e. SSL connections. The default value of this Boolean variable is false. This pair is used to get the set value of a cookie. We had already set the value for a cookie in the constructor itself, so we use this method rarely. The getValue method is used to retrieve the value of a cookie. We often use this method. These methods get or set the version of the cookie protocol that supported the cookie. Version 0 is the default version. Version 1 is not yet widely supported. Here we have finished our talk on cookie attributes. Next we will see how to place a cookie in the response header.